Good morning. Welcome to the Blue Apple Tree animation vlog. And I intend this one to be relatively quick. Last episode, I gave a little bit of a long-winded explanation of my rigging and where I'm at and some ideas I had for the future. This one, I'm just gonna go over where I'm at with my current project. If anybody saw that, maybe they're wondering, hey, did he get sidetracked and go on doing some brand new project instead of focusing on the one he said he was going to do. I ended up kind of refocusing that random idea to do a model of a character that I like on YouTube. We'll put that in the back burner and we'll get back to what we're starting with. So let's get into it. This is the vlog episode 7, and we're going to get into our 3 characters here. So I've got these 3 characters, and the basic body rig is done for all the characters. It's all pretty much set up the same way. You know, they all have the same IKFK arm setup, the same spine setup for the most part. Of course, there are some slight differences. Like this character has a tail, so this tail is gonna be, oops, whoa! It looks like we should individual origin that. There we go. So the tail set up there. I've been over this tail before. We go. We have all the options in the characters. Rotation, tail follow. The final UI is not set up for these characters yet. But let's see, all these pieces are in play here. There we go, there's the tail. You know, as we've seen, we've got all the pieces we need here on this guy. I mean, I think I showed this off before. Everything should be working. IKFK on the arms. What else needs to be shown here? Just trying to think if anything needs to be shown. Oh, that's the parent of the arm. This is not obviously a super intuitive properties control here. We will be getting a better one set up as sort of I finalize the rig. My next step for all the rigs are actually arm FKIK switch. There we go. The next step for the rig is actually the faces. The bodies are, like I said, they're pretty much in play. I'm just playing with these now. Again, of course, I'm kind of testing some stuff out here, right? Make sure it's working correctly. Again, thanks to the Art of Effective Rigging 2, kind of taught me a lot of these techniques, so I'm really happy with that course. Giving me the ability to sort of get all these characters set. You know, again, I got this guy, his wings there. Arm IKFK. We can. Oh, this is the arm parents. See, as you can see, even I'm kind of playing with these. I call it wing IKFK switch for this one because they're not really arms; they're wings. Of course, I call this one arm parent, so that's a little naming mistake. just a little cleanup to do on these rigs eventually. There's his arms working. Again, we got this character's tiny feet. His feet are very tiny, but we do have a little. There's actually knees in there in his feet, believe it or not. So they will. So if you get close enough, you can see they're IKFKing. Let's go on to these boys right here. There we go. We got a little foot movement there. This really is tail movement there. All the controls. Yeah, the one thing we don't have, of course, is we don't have face controls. What we do have is these dead eyes here, and inside the character, if we show our original bones, all the characters just have sort of a one mouth bone here. And they open their mouth, it's sort of a kind of a black plane there. There's no hole, no mouth box in there. So I'm gonna have to rig this mouth, set up some facial shapes, a tongue, teeth if needed. All those things need to go into the mouth. All the characters have similar. Again, we have our bear here. Arms are working. Legs are working. Everything is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way, especially this heavier character, the way he deforms. All the corrective bones are in place and working pretty well. Again, if we look at him again, we look at his mouth, we can see, and these are all my groups on the side here. Try to keep things pretty organized. You can see we have the ears to rig on this guy, and I think we have also the ears to rig on my fox, and this guy's little head feathers to get a rig in as well. That's sort of the last bit to the bodies, and again, here's the mouth of this bear opening up, and again, there's nothing inside there. I've got to model once again the inside of the mouth and the teeth and get that set up and working correctly. So I do have, like I said, you can see there's a few things to tweak on the body rigs there. We have just some UI controls. We have the ears to rig, the top feathers to rig on these characters. Hands are in pretty good. All the hands have controls like that for the two. Character with paws, you can get these hands going pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the hand controls. Some good flexibility there. Again, each of the hand joints move individually and so on and so forth. Again, very happy with the setup. So the next step for the rigging here is, well, the face. The face and the head, which include the ears and feathers on top of his head. That's the next thing I'm going to go for. I'll switch back into object mode here. We're going to hide these. We're going to kind of hide these characters. Bring them back to world origin and turn them off. And we're going to reveal the eyes. The plan is I'm going to rig a pair of eyes separately with the new rig, and then I'm going to join the rig into the characters. So I've sort of got a rough setup here that I'm going to rig from, and then once I finish the rig, I'll be merging the rig in. There's still going to be black dot eyes, but we're going to have an option to bring in some pupils and some whites as well. Get pretty flexible rigs. For this one, I've used some booleans to add the blinks in here. Sort of all the shapes are sort of there, but where we don't have, complete control of them yet, setup wise. So this is sort of what I'll be doing next. And this is also where my rigging course doesn't give me full instruction, because the rigging course teaches you how to do your classic eyes that are modeled into your character, circle eyes stuck in the back, where my characters have these flat sort of graphic 2D dot eyes. So I'm just going to go File, Open. Let's actually go back to this here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to this and go back to this reference here. Don't need to save that. This is the old character I rigged. This is the first time I messed with a rig. This rig, maybe it looks okay on the surface. I learned a lot from it. This is before I took the course. Just using YouTube tutorials, kind of freestyling it. I learned a lot of the rigging basics on this guy here. At the end of the day, I was not completely happy with him, which is why I kind of took the course and did the rigging again. I wasn't happy with the mouth rig. So many things that I could go into details that I wasn't happy with. Of course, there are a few things I was really happy with. Things I thought worked out pretty nicely. I thought that was a nice squash and stretch. I really loved the eyes, though. I feel like I did a good job with the eyes. Again, the eyes can move around the head. They're the dot eyes. They kind of do a little blinky there with a little bit of squash and stretch as he blinks. Individual eyebrow control there. I can kind of rotate it to give him some expressions. I do want to kind of come back to, there we go. Double control over the eyes there. A lot of this eye rig I love, and I want to bring into my new characters. See, we get some quick expressions there with the eyebrow. And to be honest, let's see, what else do I have in this eye rig? I haven't even touched this eye rig in a while. There's some more control. I feel like the controls aren't as readable. Like, I feel like I could make the controls more clear on my eyes. I feel like it's a bit complicated. You can move the eyebrows, change the eye look. I think I went through this in my first video. The first video I did, I kind of went over this character and the rig on it. You can switch the eye look there. But when I after what I've learned so far, I realized I kind of really overcomplicated this. I want to have the same functionality as this eye rig, less controls, and a little bit less complexity under the surface. I think that's all possible. So my next step here is to recreate this eye rig and use what I've learned and bring the characters to life. All three of them are gonna have the same style eyes, so I should be able to do the eye rig once, duplicate the eye rig and merge it into my rigs. Knock on wood, that should be easy process to do. And then we'll get to figuring out how I'm gonna get their mouths and faces going. So still quite a bit of work to do, but I feel like I've come a long way, and I feel like we're getting close to the end of the rigging, and then we can actually get fully into the lighting and the texturing and the kind of final look of the characters. So I think we're gonna call it there for this this quick little vlog. Again, this is a little update. I'm gonna actually get to work right now. It's still 11 a.m. and I think I'm gonna put the rest of the day into developing these eye rigs and sorting out these characters. So I look forward to posting my next update. Hopefully, showing off a finalized eye rig. I guess my kind of 2D style dot eye rig. Yeah. that's it. All right. Have a lovely day, and thanks for tuning in. Any questions or comments, put them down below. As I think I've said in every video, few followers now, so any comments, any requests for a more detailed look through or explanation, throw it in the comments, and I'd be more than happy to address it. All right. Have a wonderful day.